What's going on, y'all? We are back with another mock draft. I mean, that kind of sounded weird and funny, but we are back, and we're going to be reviewing Gordon McGuinness's mock draft from PFF. Shout out to PFF. I use their mock draft all the time. I've got a couple chances to talk to them, but I have not looked at this. So let's go ahead and review it blindly. And by the title, we're going to see something pretty crazy at number two, and it is 2 days old, so it is relatively new. Let's get straight into it. Number one, we got the Raiders going Fernando Mendoza. I don't think there's really anything to talk about. It's pretty consensus to everybody at this point. Number two, and here it is. And you saw number three, which I saw too. That's kind of crazier than number two. But number two is David Bailey from Texas Tech going to the Jets. And you might ask yourself why. The only logic I could think is they think David Bailey is the best true pass rusher in the draft class. He's built nice. I think 6'3, 6'4", 250 pounds. He's got good arm length, good size, good athleticism, very productive. So maybe they're trading Jermaine Johnson and just going purely pass rush with this pick. That would be my only explanation of why they might go Bailey over Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese. Number three is pretty surprising to me. It's Caleb Downs out of Ohio State to the Cardinals. I don't like this. Arvell Reese is on the board. Francis Mauigoa is on the board. And I think Caleb Downs is the best player in this draft class. But Buda Baker, Jalen Thompson. I don't think either one of them are a free agent. And there's not really, I mean, the NFL does not value safety really at all. I would argue it's probably the least valued position in the NFL currently. So, not a fan of this pick. I would have rather saw it at number two than number three to the Cardinals because I think the Cardinals have one of the better safety tandems in football. All right, number four for I mean, hell, even the simulator doesn't really like it. Number four for the Tennessee Titans, we got the Titans going Ruben Bain. This is a pick I can definitely get behind now that they hired Robert Saleh to be their head coach. I don't think he was the coach when this was released, so kind of just worked out for him. Ruben Bain's a really good fit. Nick Bosa and Michael Williams, both bigger edge rushers, so I could see Robert Saleh liking a player like Ruben Bain a lot. And the Titans front office as well. This is going to be their second year in charge, so I think they're just going to continue to draft pretty safe. I'm perfectly fine with this pick. No complaints from me at all. Number five for the New York Giants is going to be Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. I like it. I prefer Carnell Tate personally than Jordan Tyson to the Giants. I think Jordan Tyson's a better prospect, but if I was the Giants, I want to get a pretty safe weapon opposite of Malik Neighbors. I know he's not going to drop the ball, and more importantly, I know he's not going to be injured, which Jordan Tyson has had major problems with that his whole collegiate career. So, yeah, I like this pick as well. That number three pick has really just thrown me off. But six for the Cleveland Browns. I like this a lot. The Browns need a ceiling and an elite wide receiver. Jordan Tyson is exactly that. I mean, you pray he doesn't get hurt. And if he doesn't, he's going to be the best wide receiver in the class. So, not too bad. Number seven is insane. Any criticism I've had for the first six picks, throw it out because this is terrible. This is horrible. I mean, this is horrible. Dan Quinn is someone that edge size really doesn't matter to him. He's got one side of the edge playing around the 275 to 290 range. The other side's playing around 240 to 255. So weight's really not a problem for Dan Quinn. Arm length is though. I mean, pretty much all his edge rushers are not undersized. Cassius Howe is. So if the plan for Cassius Howe in my opinion, for Dan Quinn would be to have like another Frankie Louvu, why not just take Arvell Reese? I mean, I would rather have Arvell Reese here. I would rather have Keldrick Falk, maybe even TJ. I mean, it didn't fall well for you to take edge here, like at all. I get Caleb Downs is gone, so yeah. I mean, Arvell Reese to me seems like the obvious pick here. I don't. Cassius Howe is beyond a reach right here. I don't like that pick whatsoever. That is way too high for a guy that's arms are like 3 inches under the threshold for successful edge rushers. All right, number eight, Makai Lemon. I personally don't make this pick a lot because if I'm the Saints, I'm looking for a receiver with some size. So if Jordan Tyson's here, Cardinal Tate's here, awesome. If not, I'll just go Jeremiah Love because at the end of the day, Kellen Moore got your head coaching job because of the run game in Philadelphia. So Mekhi Lemon's a great player. I think he's probably better than the eighth overall pick. I know some people won't agree with that, but yeah, I don't know. This would probably be my least favorite fit out of anyone from like the Titans to the Saints range if Mekhi Lemon did go in the top 10. Number 9 for the Chiefs, they go Jeremiah Love. No complaints out of me. You need running back help. Isaiah Pacheco has been terrible since he got hurt. Kareem Hunt's getting older. Brashard Smith is fine. He was like a seventh round pick. Jeremiah Love can change this running back room and this run game, really make it to a 180. So great pick by the Chiefs. Sam, we got the good old Peter Woods pick. No complaints for me. Peter Woods, awesome player. A lot of people seem to think Peter Woods had a down year. I'm personally not one of them. I just think he was double teamed a lot more this year than he normally was in the past. And he was still pretty productive and effective for Clemson. He definitely wasn't the only, not really the only, he wasn't even really a reason Clemson season went as poorly as it did. So, yeah, I mean, Peter Woods is definitely still a top 10 player for me, probably a top 5 player in all honesty. So, good pick for the Bengals with no Caleb Downs available. 11 for the Miami Dolphins. We got Mansour Delane out of LSU. As a Dolphin fan, I did a Dolphin video, which shout out y'all, my by far most liked, most viewed video, and got me more followers than I've ever got over here on YouTube. So I appreciate y'all a lot. But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins' corner room's depleted. Either everyone is coming off a season ending injury or they're a free agent outside of Jason Marshall Jr. So Mansour Delane feels like one of the safest players next to Caleb Downs in the whole entire draft. So if this was the pick at 11 as a Dolphin fan, I'd be ecstatic. 12 for the Cowboys, I don't even. I feel like Arvel Reese would have to KILL someone to be available at the 12th pick. I mean, in a super weak draft class, someone that is as athletic as him and just a freak, really just a freak athlete in general. And he's been pretty productive at linebacker and edge. I don't understand how he's available at 12. So, Cowboy fans, don't get your hopes up. I think this is pretty unrealistic. 13 for the Rams. I don't mind this at all. I mean, no Mansour Delane, no Caleb Downs, no Mekhi Lemon, no Jordan Tyson, no Carnell Tate. Yeah, I think I would take Jermon McCoy as well at 13 if I was the Rams. Number 14. I can't wrap my head around this one. It's Francis Maui Noah to the Ravens. And I'm not saying it's a bad pick for the Ravens because I would say they won day one if this was their pick. I just don't really understand how he's available. I mean, the dude played out of his mind the whole college football run. Unfortunately, fell a little short in the national championship. Carson Beck, I don't know what that throw was. But yeah, Maui Noah to me, he could land at 3 to the Cardinals. He could land at 6 to the Browns. He could land at 9 to the Chiefs. He could land at 10 to the Bengals. He could go 11 to the Dolphins, 12 to the Cowboys, 13 to the Rams. There's just no way Maui Noah's going to make it here, especially if Fano's not even going at this point. So I find it very hard to believe the first tackle of the draft goes off the board at 14. 15, I can get behind this pick, though, Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is a phenomenal player, great athlete, safety move to linebacker, great instincts. This is my dream pick for Buccaneer fans to just see them happy. No one can make a greater day one impact for your team than Sonny Styles. He's probably another top 5 guy in the draft. 16 for the New York Jets. They go Denzel Boston. I made this pick in one of my live mock drafts not too long ago. It might have been yesterday, honestly. You go live every day with mocks, you get them a little confused. I'm a fan, man. I mean, I think Denzel Boston is a very good receiver, and not only that, but I think he fits the Jets perfect as a complement to Garrett Wilson and A.D. Mitchell. And if you want to toss in John Mechie, I don't think there's anything there. But yeah, Denzel Boston would be a tremendous outside body with a great catch radius on the outside for Kyler Murray, maybe? I don't know. 17 for the Lions. Don't like this pick either. And I'm not trying to be harsh. I just am being honest. I am not a fan of this pick. It's Caden Proctor out of Alabama to the Lions. I understand Taylor Decker is not coming off a great year and he's in his 30s. And I don't mind the pick of tackle at all. But with Spencer Fano on the board, he's obviously better. I think Monroe Freeling is a way better fit for the wide zone run game the Lions run with Jameer Gibbs, obviously, mainly running outside the tackles a lot because Monroe Freeling's a great athlete in space. I think Caleb Lomu's probably also better. So you took my fourth tackle off the board. He's really raw. You're trying to compete right now I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains. It could work out in the future. I just don't think he fits your scheme on offense very well at all. So, yeah, not really a fan in my personal opinion for that pick of Caden Proctor at 17. 18 for the Vikings. This is a pick I would love if Brian Flores is back as the defense coordinator because that dude is just a magician. He can make anything work. But assuming Isaiah Rodgers is back, I think it's kind of weird with the fit of Avion Terrell. I think Avion Terrell is a phenomenal player and will be a really good player for a while, but it's a really small corner room with Isaiah Rodgers, Avion Terrell, Byron Murphy can't be taller than like 6'1", I believe. So yeah, I would actually prefer the guy that went with the next pick, Caden McDonald, um, to the Vikings. I think it would have been a better fit. And Caden McDonald here, I kind of also like, what's the vision? I guess you're replacing Tershawn Wharton after the first year of his contract. McDonald is a nose tackle though, so is it a Bobby Brown upgrade already after his first year as well? I don't know. Caden McDonald's a really good player and can definitely help you as a pass rusher on the interior too. He just causes havoc. So it would be a nice pairing for Derek Brown. I just think um TJ Parker, Keldrick Falk could have been more helpful. Kenyon Sadiq, I think, definitely would have been more helpful. So, but good player. So I'm not really going to complain too much. 20 for the Dallas Cowboys, Keldrick Falk. I'm trying to remember where did we get? They got Arvell Reese at 12. So I guess Arvell Reese is going to be a mainly off the ball linebacker, and you can use him in certain blitz packages, which I think that's probably where he's best at. But I mean, I guess 12 is not a bad range, even though he's not going to be there at 12. But yeah, I like Keldrick Falk. The Demarcus Lawrence comp replacement's kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. Demarcus Lawrence isn't the biggest guy in the world. I believe he's like 260, 265. Falk is like 285, 290. Definitely better on the interior with his hand in the dirt. And he's a great run defender. So it's an interesting pick for Dallas, but yeah, I'm not opposed to it. 21 for the Steelers. I like this fit a lot. Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. The Steelers have to get better receiver play. I think Calvin Austin is a fine wide receiver, preferably 4-3. Maybe you can get away with it. Concepcion opposite of DK causing havoc on the outside with his speed and route running. I do like. Just gotta catch the ball. Too many drops for my liking this past year. Almost a 11% drop rate this past season at A&M. This is, I think, the best pick of the draft so far from really a realism standpoint. Vega Ione is a perfect fit for the Chargers' interior offensive line. He's just big physical dude, good athlete on the interior. He's by far to me the best interior offensive lineman in this class. So protect Justin Herbert and Mike McDaniel is now in town. Uh, as a Dolphin fan, I think Mike's going to be a great offense coordinator. This wasn't made to be a head coach, but when Chris Greer is your GM, I guess it is hard on you. 23 for the Philadelphia Eagles. You got Kenyon Sadiq, A plus pick. Dallas Goddard's free agent, even if he comes back. How much longer is Dallas Goddard going to be a high level starter? Probably not long. So Kenyon Sadiq is the future of this receiving game with Devontae Smith. I like that a good bit. 24 for the Cleveland Browns. It's Spencer Fano. I love the pick. I just don't think Spencer Fano is going to be available at this point. I do think he's one of the tackles that can be a true tackle. If you need him to play at guard, he can also do that. I think Fano is probably his floor 17 to the Lions. So little shocked he's available at this point. 25 for the Chicago Bears. This is a pick I like quite a bit. Christian Miller out of Georgia. If Caden McDonald's not here, this is the route I would go for the Bears. The stats don't look great, but man, he is a real disruptor, just causing havoc on the interior of the line. He's a freak athlete and has one of the highest ceilings in the class. So I like that pick a good bit. And same thing with this. I think TJ Parker is a phenomenal Joey Bosa replacement for the long run with mainly Greg Russo, but Landon Jackson also fits the same mold of player and big athlete. And he's coming off what, a torn ACL, maybe Achilles. So he's going to have to heal up. TJ Parker adds a really safe floor to this edge room. 27, another pick I love. Caleb Lomu to the 49ers. Ideally, to me, Lomu is a plug and play starting left guard and then transitions to be the left tackle of the future for Trent Williams. So I like that a lot. He really has went on a heater because I also like Emmanuel Pregnon to the Texans a lot. I mean, the Texans Really, the whole offense line's not very good. I like Ariante Ursary. Outside of that, Titus Howard's always been a okay starter wherever he's starting. Really can play anywhere but center. Ed Ingram wasn't terrible, but Emmanuel Pregnon will be a nice plug and play left guard. This pick is interesting because I love Chris Johnson. I just don't know if Chris Johnson tests out well enough and measures out well enough to be a first round pick. He had a unbelievable year at San Diego State, one of the best corners in the nation. But I think with people like Brandon Cisse and Colton Hood available, they are more likely to go. And a player of his stature, probably Keith Abney as well. So Chris Johnson probably around 5'11", 180, maybe even 5'10", hopefully 5'11" for the shot to be on the boundary. And probably, I would guess, runs in the mid 4.5s. I don't see him being a first round pick, but he is one of my favorite players in the class. This pick to me is pretty bad. I mean, I see the idea of Morgan Moses with the injury history and the age. You get a successor at right tackle. This just isn't the right one. Monroe Freeling is way better. Caleb Tiernan is better. Jennings Dunker, truth be told, I'm not that big of a fan of. I think he's an interior player. I think there's a better shot he plays center at the NFL level than he does tackle. So, yeah, he's not big enough. He's not strong enough to play tackle at the NFL level. So, probably interior player. I would probably have a round 3 grade on Dunker, so it's also a reach to me. So yeah, definitely one of my least favorite picks up there with nothing's going to be worse than Cash Sal. I don't like this pick either. Caleb Banks out of Florida to the Broncos. Caleb Banks is a really high upside player. What is the role? Because I would think it's a John Franklin Myers replacement, but he's not built like John Franklin Myers. He's a big, nasty nose tackle. So it's like, where does he really fit in? I mean, I would rather take CJ Allen personally. I would rather take in Colton Hood. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, not liking that. And to end off the mock, definitely don't like this fit. I love the player. Keith Abney is a dog, but I can't understand how you're talking about him being a Tariq Woolen replacement. At least you mentioned that he doesn't have the size. Which he doesn't. Keith Abney might measure in at like 5'9", 190. I mean, Keith Abney, to me, is going to be a nickel corner at the NFL level and a damn good one. But the problem is, you arguably already have the best nickel corner in the league, and he's like 24 years old. So I don't get that at all. Colton Hood and Brandon Cisse would have been much better fits. So yeah, man. I'm gonna start grading the mock drafts. The last one I did for the Cardinals Sports Illustrated writer, I gave like a 2 out of 10. The second round was so bad. This one definitely had some questionable fits. I'll go a 5 out of 10. It wasn't the worst thing. I really liked the picks towards the end of the draft. Also, I really liked the last 3. But yeah, definitely not a bad mock draft whatsoever. So I will see y'all likely tomorrow. Who knows what video is up next? But like I said, man, greatly appreciative of those who did follow and like my previous video. By far the best video numbers wise I've had on YouTube. So thank y'all so much, and I hope y'all enjoyed this one as well. Peace out.